Naomi Andrek. This is going to be a video on first identifying points and then graphing points. This is the very first problem in the learning problem set, and then I'll do this third problem as well, which is a little bit different. It's kind of going in the opposite direction. Here we're actually given a graph and we're supposed to label the points. And I have a tendency to, well, maybe not maximize, want to make my graph a little bit bigger so that it's easier to see. You can do that by clicking these buttons here. And when I label the points, since there's not a way to label each individual point here, I'm just going to list them all out. So if I count over here, I see that the x value for both of these points is -8. So this one's going to be -8, 2. This one's going to be -8, -2. We always do x then y. So it's always over then up, -8, +2, -8, -2. Now I also have this little point here that might be easy to miss, 0, 0. And I have a point over here, it's at +8. Again, x goes first, or sideways goes first. +8, +2. So when I answer this question, I kind of think it's a little weird the way they want you to list it. You do have to do your parentheses, which is standard point notation. You need a comma between your x coordinate and your y coordinate, but you also, it's wanting you to list out all the points. So 0, 0 is one of my points. I also said -8, 2 was one of my points, and -8, -2 was one of my points. And then this point over here, we said that was 8, 2. So that's 8, 2. And after I've got them all listed out with commas between them, with commas between the coordinates, we're good to go. I press enter, it tells me I'm right. And that's all there is to doing this type of question. Now this one goes the other direction. You're given the points in this, these coordinate points, x, y, over, up, that's how that works. And you're supposed to plot it on the coordinate plane. So we've got a graph. We can make it a little bigger if we need to. First point is 0, 7. That means I'm going to start at the origin, go over 0, that's nothing, and then go up 7. So I'm going to be right here. Since x is how far you go over on this x-axis, and y is how far you go up. So this aligns nicely with 0 on the x-axis, and then with 7 on the y-axis. So that's that point. Now the next point, 6, -7 is going to start at the origin, go over to 6, go down to -7. Note that it aligns with the 6 on the x-axis and with the -7 on the y-axis. And then the third point, -8, -6, I'm going to go left to -8, and I'm going to go down to -6, right there. So this lines up with the -8 on the x-axis, with the -6 on the y-axis. And now my graph is good to go. That's all there is to that part of the problem. Check my answer, it tells me I'm right. All is well as far as making the scatter plot. Now the scatter plot is different from the line plot or line graphs that you'll do, and then graphs of linear equations, which are actually lines, which, they'll come later in this problem set. Here, it's asking me what quadrant a point is on. Now, these are the quadrants. This is going to be your first quadrant over here. This is your second quadrant over here. This is your third quadrant over here. And this is your fourth quadrant over here. They go in counterclockwise order. And they're just, the four parts that these axes, the x and y axis, divide the coordinate plane into. So the point 0, 7 is actually on the y-axis, which isn't in any of the quadrants. It's kind of on the edge. So I would say this is not in any quadrant. I'd press enter or check answer. It would tell me I'm right. I go to the next problem. 6, -7 is this point right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in the fourth quadrant, or quadrant 4. I click that, press enter, or check answer, it tells me I'm right, I go on to the next. -8, -6, that's this point right here. This is quadrant 1, 2, 3. So this is in the third quadrant, or quadrant 3. Press enter, it tells me I'm right. And that's all there is to this type of problem. Okay, I hope this helps. Bye.